To the groundbreaking surgery that was named after you. Leave it the way it is now, not pushed in. All right. What Yankee teammate during your tenure with the team did you have the best relationship with? What Yankee teammate during your tenure with the team did you have the best relationship with? Including myself, many people believe you're a Hall of Fame pitcher. You pitched 26 years in the bigs. What were some of your most memorable moments during your career? Appreciate the time.
Sure.
Coming out. Let me know when you're all set. Good? Okay. Including myself, many people believe you're a Hall of Fame pitcher. You pitched 26 years in the big leagues. What are some of your most memorable moments during your career?
The first call-up, 1963. The manager of the Jacksonville club called me into his room and he said, hey kid, Cleveland's calling you up at the end of the season. And going out and pitching my first game in Washington, D.C., second batter I ever faced as a professional pitcher in the major leagues was Don Zimmer.
Wow, terrific.
And Zim topped the ball down the third base line and beat it out. That's when Zim could run. Then it was your first start. And I faced Dean Chance with the Angels. Actually, my first two starts, I faced Dean Chance, and he was in a Hall of Fame year. And, it was 0-2 right off the bat. Then your first trade to the White Sox. My dad called me and told me that I'd been traded from Cleveland to the White Sox. And that's where I learned how to pitch. Ray Berries and Al Lopez taught me how to pitch. Traded to the Dodgers. First championships, 1974, 77, first 20-game year. But probably of all the stuff I've done in baseball, the two things the best game I ever pitched was the 77 playoffs against the Phillies in a pouring down rainstorm for 9 innings. I beat Steve Carlton 4-1. My buddy Dusty Baker hit a 3-run homer, and that's all I needed, and I made it hold up. And the other thing was, after my surgery, I pitched actively 13 more years. I never missed a start in 13 years. And that doesn't happen in this day with guys that have Tommy John surgery.
That is correct. Okay. To the groundbreaking surgery that was named after you.
Well, Dr. Jobe told me that I was going to have this surgery. And I said, okay, tell me, what if I don't get it? He said, I can tell you now, if you do not get the surgery, you will never pitch in the major leagues again. And if I have it, what do I do? He said, you probably won't. But he said, I can't be sure because it's never been done. But he said, I know that if you don't have it, you will never pitch. I said, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Because maybe is a whole lot better than never. So I told him, I said, Dr. Jobe, if you do your job, I'll more than do my job, and I'll pitch again. And I would have done whatever it took to pitch Major League Baseball. And that's what kind of a person I am. If, I love baseball.
What are you more proud of coming off arm surgery and going 10-10 in 1976 or hitting 5 home runs in your career?
Well, now I would like to say the 5 home runs, but those were 5 mistakes by pitchers that they probably would like to have the ball back. But going to 10-10 and not missing a start. I had some clauses built into my contract to get bonuses. One was 20 starts, one was 30 starts. And we figured that if 30 starts, if you're starting 30 times in a season, you're pitching every 5th day.
Correct.
And I got 31 starts that year, and which meant I never missed a start. And so I said, man, that's pretty good. The last half of the season, I pitched very well because I was learning how to pitch all over again.
Okay, what was your fondest moment as a New York Yankee?
Being announced the first time as a Yankee, opening day, 1979, and then pitching a playoff game In 1981, my son Travis fell that summer, was in a coma for 17 days, and George Steinbrenner honored him and let him throw out the first ball. And fortunately or unfortunately, I was pitching that ball game. And so I couldn't accompany my wife and Travis out to the mound to throw out the first ball. Reggie Jackson had to. And I was warming up and sitting on the bench, and, I was crying like a baby. And not that made me pitch bad, but it was pretty special that you got to see your son coming from a near fatal accident, and George gave him the opportunity to throw out the first ball. It's pretty good.
That's a great story. I mean, I wasn't going to relationship with.
Well, I had a lot of them. Mattingly, simply because we're from Indiana and we talk Indiana basketball. Rick Rhoden, Righetti, Munson, Nettles. I enjoyed all my teammates, and this is going to sound strange, Reggie Jackson, simply because when Travis was in the hospital for those days, he was in the hospital 30 days. And at Reggie, whenever they were home, Reggie Jackson came into the hospital to check and see how Travis was. And I said, I will never forget that as long as I live. And it tells you the character of the person that does it. I know Reggie does a lot of things that a lot of people don't like, but he can never do anything to upset me.
That's a great story. Okay, let's see. Okay. Coach John, you pitched in the golden era of baseball. If you were pitching in today's game, would you pitch to Alex Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, Ryan Howard the same way you would have pitched to Mickey Mantle and Harmon Killebrew?
Yeah, because, probably not, because I in this day and age, they would have made me a power pitcher, and I wouldn't have had the sinking fastball. But, yeah, I would have run my fastball in and trying to get them to hit the ball on the ground. And, the way hitters are, they stand on the plate. You can't pitch inside anymore, because if you hit them, you could get tossed out of the game, and it's not like it used to be. But I am who I am, and I would sink the ball, and I would curve the ball, and I would pitch to Barry and Ryan Howard if there wasn't anybody on base. If there was guys on base, I would still pitch to them, but they would have to hit my pitches, and if I walked them, I walked them.
There you go. Okay. How would you compare working with the younger players that were on the Staten Island Yankees to working with the seasoned Bluefish players here in Bridgeport?
Well, there's going to be some guys on that Staten Island team that are going to be playing in the big leagues. We had some decent arms on that team, and they were just out of college, and they really didn't know how to play pro baseball, when to hit the ball back of the runners, when to move guys up, when not to steal, when to steal, and all this stuff. And with these guys, they have their own hit and run signs, and they put it on where I don't have to flash it out to Terry McGriff on hit and runs or bunts. I'll tell them when they're in the on-deck circle, hey, if he gets on first base or whatever, bunt him over. They say, okay, but these guys know how to play baseball, and it's just trying to stay out of the way and let them play.
Beautiful. You know what? I had a follow-up question on that, actually. Did you manage the Staten Island Yankees when T.J. Beam and Chase Wright were on that team? Did you think they were going to make the actual Yankee roster?
Chase Wright was there for like one start, two starts. Very, very, very short period of time, and then he had to have his arm operated on or whatever. And T.J. Beam was there, and he had good stuff, but he didn't know how to pitch. And it's sometimes you have to have an awakening